What's up guys, how you all doing? So some big news has been coming out over the last few days about the upcoming releases of both the iPad 3 and also the MacBook Pro. Now at CES this week, Panasonic released an IPS display of about 20 inches that had a ridiculous resolution, something like 4000 by 2000 pixels or something like that, but a ridiculous resolution IPS Retina display basically on an LCD panel. Now, the one thing that has made the MacBook Pro not so good over the last couple of years, especially last year when they brought out the new version of it, is the resolution of the display. Now, for a 15-inch resolution display, it really is very weak. And like when I bought mine, I definitely had to pay the extra £150 and opt for the higher resolution display that you can get. Now, hopefully what this means is that in the next iteration of the MacBook Pro, which is going to be due out around April, something like that, we possibly might see a Retina IPS panel in the MacBook Pro range. And then we're going to have a display which is going to equal something like that of the cinema displays, which would be absolutely incredible. The real estate that you'd get on that kind of resolution display on a laptop would just be absolutely amazing, and the quality as well would just be unbelievable on a screen of that size. It's amazing on the iPhone 4, but imagine what it'd be like in a 15-inch version. It would be absolutely insane. So that's the MacBook Pro, and hopefully we're going to see that, like I say, sometime around April, and I just think that would be absolutely amazing. What do you guys think? Also, there's been some talk coming out recently that the iPad 3 is going to be due for sometime around March for a release. Now this seems a little bit early to me, but you don't know. A lot of the indications are that the manufacturers have started creating the iPad 3. iLounge have apparently had hands-on with it and said that it is like about 1mm thicker, but pretty much the same. So they're saying that the really tight fitting iPad 2 cases won't fit, but all of the covers that you can put on the front, the smart covers, will still fit, even though the magnets may have been replaced in different areas on the upcoming iPad 3. Now hopefully in the iPad 3 we're going to see a Retina display, although none of these recent rumours seem to suggest that. They seem to suggest that we're going to see a bump in the cameras with the iPhone 4S cameras, and also a larger battery to give us much better battery life, and therefore making it very slightly thicker. Now for Apple to make a slightly thicker device than the previous one would be very, very strange, but you know, like I've always said, I would rather have a larger device and have it last a lot longer than it would have done before. Obviously in the iPad 3 we would see the same processor as we do in the iPhone 4S, or maybe even a bump to a quad core, as some of the code in some recent betas suggests. But you know, if they're looking for a kind of March release, that seems a little bit early. Anyway guys, that's it. I'm highly excited about the new iPad 3 and more importantly the MacBook Pro for me personally. What do you guys think? I'll catch up with you all in the next video. See ya.